Man, oh man, oh man. This is a crazy one. So, most of you might not know about it, but I know we've seen a video about it. Darius Miles was actually charged with a homicide of a female, and the case has been developing. He's still currently locked up with one of his friends that came with him, but one of his teammates that was there is not locked up, and his name's Brandon Miller. This man proceeded to put up 41 points last night, drove it to overtime, and hit the winning shot. And the whole entire time, the crowd, every time he grabbed the ball, the crowd would literally yell, "Lock him up, lock him up, lock him up." Man, but the most crazy thing that just happened today was that prosecutors came and presented their evidence, and they actually came to the conclusion that Brandon was texted to come pick up Darius, and he garnished the firearm to him. Whether it was physical or not, they have no proof of that. Brandon says he doesn't even own a firearm. It might have been under some clothes in the back that he might not know of. Anyways, prosecutors came out in court today and said they do not have enough evidence to even charge Brandon with anything at all, not even being an accomplice. So, just like, it's wild. And then he came and put up them points last night in overtime to win the game. And yes, he is potential NBA draft pick. Dude's cold. So, man, it's just like a crazy story. I figured people would want to kind of get a little update on what was going on last night. And I know, ESPN, it's all over that. So, yeah, I just want to touch on that, and let's actually hear from the bird's mouth what they have to say about that.
We're following a developing story in college basketball, as Alabama star Brandon Miller will play for the second-ranked Crimson Tide tonight against South Carolina at 9 Eastern.
Now, this is before.
Yesterday, Miller's name was mentioned in police testimony for allegedly bringing a gun to former teammate Darius Miles. That gun was later used in the murder of a 23-year-old woman last month. Now, Miles has been charged with capital murder along with his friend Michael Davis. Miller, who's a projected NBA lottery pick, has not been charged with a crime.
They didn't have enough evidence.
Coley Harvey has more in tonight's SportsCenter report.
What did members of Alabama's administration and men's basketball coaching staff know? And when exactly did they know it? Those are the key questions being asked tonight as the Crimson Tide get ready to play a game, one day after police testified in court that more than one player was present when 23-year-old Jwuu Harris was shot and killed in a car just off campus last month. Her mother Tuesday.
I am very angry. I've been angry since January 15th. I haven't stopped being angry. I haven't stopped long enough to grieve because I'm so angry. I do feel like my child was ambushed.
So she had a child, man. That's wild.
This was premeditated. They
She's
thought
not
this
bad
whole
looking
thing out.
either.
Heard spoke just after a judge in Tuscaloosa denied bond
right
for Michael Davis and Darius Miles,
It's just his
a
buddy.
21-year-old who had been a backup
Not
at
even
Bama
hoop.
before being immediately dismissed from the team after an arrest for his alleged role in the shooting. Only Miles and Davis, who never was a member of the Crimson Tide, have been charged with capital murder. But during Tuesday's hearing, an officer testified that text messages show star Tide freshman Brandon Miller was asked by Miles to drive a gun to the area where the shooting later happened. The officer also testified that the cars of Miller and another teammate, Jaden Bradley, allegedly blocked the roadway that night, pinning in the Jeep that Harris, her cousin, and boyfriend were sitting in, making it difficult for their car to escape when shots rang out.
Man. So this was before the game last night, and he went and put 41 on them boys. And here's the story afterwards.
Tuscaloosa police testified that Alabama freshman Brandon Miller brought a now former teammate the handgun used to kill a woman in January. It was announced about 3.5 hours before tip-off that the star...
So prosecutors came in and they're like, yeah, he brought the gun. 3 hours before tip-off. Nothing happened. I mean, why should it? Like, they couldn't prove that he garnished it besides bringing it to the scene. Who knows? He might have took it out of his car, done whatever he wanted to do with it.
Freshman would be in the starting lineup for second-ranked Alabama's matchup at South Carolina. Former Crimson Tide player Darius Miller and another man, Michael Davis, are being charged with capital murder in the death of a 23-year-old Jwuu Harris.
Sheesh.
Prior to last night's tip-off, Alabama AD Greg Burns spoke to our Reese Davis on the ESPN College Game Day podcast. Take a listen.
We found out some new facts yesterday. We found out some new facts today. Here's
And
what
was
we know.
that? What was that?
Brandon Miller was not there for the verbal altercation.
Obviously.
Brandon was already on his way to pick up Darius when Darius texted him.
Right.
Brandon never left his vehicle and was not involved in the collection of the weapon.
Don't you just hate when y'all niggas on fuck shit and they just put you in situation like, bro, what are you? Y'all got so much to live for. Y'all out
The
here.
shooting occurred just seconds after Brandon
Man,
arrived.
moving like goofies.
Brandon has been fully cooperating witness and is not a suspect. Yesterday, we began to hear some new things from the
He
hearing.
is not a suspect. Holy.
And Coach Oates had just come out of practice and did not have the information from the hearing when he was talking with the media directly after practice. He did not handle that in a way that he should have. We've addressed that with him.
What is your response to that? That there is preferential treatment given because of the season that's going on and because of the level of ability of the player and players involved?
He's cold. He's going to get preferential treatment. He's going to get a pass. What are you talking about? Young man, go score them points. This is something that has been going on before we were here, and it's going to be going on afterwards. People with talent are going to get by on cases when normies cannot get by. That's just how it is. So, of course, I mean, Alabama is a powerhouse. They're super good in football. They probably want to be good in basketball, too. Why would they? He's going to be in the NBA if none of this stuff messes him up from getting there. I mean, of course, his draft pick going to get knocked down for this. For sure. He'll lose a little money, but he still be playing, which is the important part and what people are kind of upset about, which I understand. But prosecutors literally today, or before the game yesterday, said that he brought the gun, and then it comes out today that they don't have enough evidence to even charge him with anything besides knowing he came to the scene with the weapon. But they don't know if he gave it to him. They don't know if Darius took it out the car. They have no idea. So they literally have not enough proof to charge him with anything. So he might still have his meal ticket.
What I have tried to think about this entire time is let's do what we think is right. Let's make sure we are honest. Let's make sure that we cooperate, that we support law enforcement and anybody else out there that needs to be supported through this. And you can control what you can control. I can't control whether somebody immediately goes to that as their thought on this. What I felt is that Brandon needed to be treated fairly like any other student athlete.
Miller, who was booed by the South Carolina crowd, including chants of "lock him up," scored a career-high 41 points, including a game-winning layup in the final second of overtime as Bama beat South Carolina last night in Columbia.
To be honest, I don't think he should have played. That wasn't a smart move. And I don't think he's going to suit up for the next game. I think he's going to have an injury. But yeah, that was kind of distasteful for them to act ignorant like they don't have any information and then let Buddy play. And he went off, though. He went off.
Yeah. After the game, Alabama head coach Nate Oates addressed the media.
Yeah, they was on his ass.
I want to address yesterday's press conference and my response to the Brandon Miller question. I'm not here to make excuses.
Yeah, we don't want to hear from this man. Of course he's going to play him. They already lost one player. They already got some heat going to him. Brandon's literally key to their offense. Of course they're going to let him play. They're not going to go out there and stink the place up. Like, come on. His job's on the line, too. What are you finna let? You finna let some young men ruin his job? Have the university looking at him like, what are you doing, buddy? Of course he's going to play him. So, like, it doesn't even matter what he says here, but it's looking like they don't have enough evidence. Darius is about to take a majority of this with his buddy. And, the other people that were there from the team, the only person we really know about is Brandon. And then another person, last name Brady or something like that. He's still playing with Brandon. But, it's something else, man. It is something else. So, pretty sure more information will come out. I just want to kind of tap into this. I thought it was an interesting subject. He put up 41 putts and hit the game-winning shot, which is why it caught my eye. And then I saw the evidence behind it. I didn't know he was tied in there, Darius. That's just crazy that they let him suit up. So people are mad about it, screaming lock him up. But he's getting buckets out here and apparently doing some other things. So we'll see. Probably give you an update if there's anything interesting on it. But this was just a little another morbid subject. I'll probably go back to some more lighthearted stuff. But, man, these subjects are pretty interesting. I wanted everybody to hear about it. So, we'll see you guys on the next one.